Normally after losses, I feel, upset. Yeah, obviously I was upset last night, sure, but, some losses are different. And I know it's early in the season and the whole wins and lessons thing, God, I don't want to do that again. But in a game on the second night of a back-to-back, okay, where you just played your former coach, Nick Nurse, and the Raptors' all-time great and Kyle Lowry, and you got to travel to Minneapolis, or is it? I'm assuming it's in Minneapolis. In Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's quite a far flight for a second night of a back-to-back against a rested Minnesota Timberwolves team who has championship aspirations. And the Raptors still don't have Emmanuel Quickley. They still don't have RJ Barrett. They still don't have Kelly Olynyk. They got to continue to run Bruno freaking Fernando out there. You haven't got to see Jacoby Walter. Bruce Brown hasn't played at all. And yes, they lost by 11. But it felt like every time the Timberwolves pull away and you're like, oh, there it goes, they bring it back. And they fought. At one point, Minnesota won by 20, or was leading by 22 points. Raptors cut into that. Now, the Raptors never led in this ballgame, but it also felt like they were never out of the ballgame. It's nice. And there's a lot of great performances today, but we'll get into what I was when I mentioned earlier about IQ and RJ out. Those were the glaring issues in this basketball game, and we'll talk about that right now. It was a rough first quarter for this team. They were down 14 after one quarter, 32-18, not good. They were able to kind of weather the storm in the second quarter, won that one by 2, lost the third by 5, and then won the fourth quarter by 6. Again, made a little push there near the end, but unfortunately lost 112-101. The story for me is that Grady Dick's confidence has skyrocketed. He ended the game yesterday with 25 points, 1 board, couple assists, 9 of 16 shooting, 3 of 3 from the line, 4 of 9 from three-point range. I mean, he gave it to you yesterday. Scotty Barnes, 28 and 6, 9 of 19, 1 of 2 from the line, 1 of 4 from 3. Did have 6 turnovers, had a steal in the ball game as well. And Ochai Agbaji, guys. I mean, we coming over, we talked about how the defense is what his calling card is, right? And offensively, if you can get anything, you'll be pleased, right? And you look at his, I talked about it in the season preview. Those two 16-point preseason games where he had 16 against the Boston Celtics and 16 against the Brooklyn Nets, if he can give you a little something, it adds an aspect to his game. Because he's now started, every game this year, right? Yeah, every game this year. And yesterday, again, on the road, second night of a back-to-back, against a championship aspirations type of team. He played 30 minutes. He had 19 points, 2 boards, 2 dimes, 8 of 12 from the field, was 3 of 5 from three-point range. If he can hit those corner threes, man, it changes a lot. Had 2 steals in the ballgame. I really liked what Ochai brought. But then here come the glaring holes. Well, Jakob Poeltl wasn't great, obviously. 8 points, 10 boards, 4 of 9 shooting. For a guy who's not going to shoot outside of 5 feet from the bucket, 4 of 9 is not good enough. But Davion Mitchell. Without Emmanuel Quickley in the lineup, scoring is going to dip. But Davion Mitchell in 28 minutes missed all 5 shots he took, missed the 1-3 he took. He didn't get a point. Sure, he had 8 assists and a couple rebounds, but you need to have the aspect of some sort of threat. And Davion Mitchell didn't give you a damn thing yesterday. If IQ's out there, he spreads the floor a bit, right? They got to guard up on him harder, and they can't just kind of leave him open and help elsewhere. They can't just do that. So it changes a lot. It opens the paint a little bit more, which is where guys like RJ, who again wasn't playing today, would feast. So there's a lot of aspects as to what went wrong yesterday, but this team played hard yesterday. They were able to keep the game close, and they were never really out of it until they were near the end. I was impressed with the effort. And if you're shorthanded the way this team is right now, and we're freaking 3 games into the year and we're already shorthanded almost half the damn roster, I love the energy. Give me energy, give me effort. You give me effort, it makes me want to watch because I'm okay, at least these guys are going to give me an A effort every night. That first game against Cleveland was not that. Your ass was kicked and you were gone by halftime. Last night, you could have had the same thing. You could have had the excuse machine out, right? Second time back-to-back, really good team. They're rested. We don't have all these guys, and then lose by 30. They didn't do that. They didn't lay down. They played hard, and I got to give the guys credit for that. Now, I do want to see some wins, though, because... But we talked about the schedule. We talked about the start of the season schedule when you're missing your starting point guard and arguably one of your best scorers. It's going to be tough to win games against teams who are easily playoff bound and going for an NBA title. So I got to give the guys effort. They did great. They pissed off Anthony Edwards a lot. They were hounding him quite often. What did he shoot? Yeah, 9 for 21 in the ball game. They were good. They battled him. So awesome stuff. But then he came up huge late as usual. But on to the next one for the Raptors. And guess what? They welcome in the Denver Nuggets to Scotiabank Arena at 7:30 tomorrow night. So, I don't know. Give me another good effort, guys. Hopefully we have one of the two guys back. Hopefully somebody's back in little reinforcements because, bringing in the, I guess, they're actually 0-2, Denver. Hold on. Who are they missing? Rashawn Holmes, Darren Holmes is out. Oh, they got really? They're 0-2 to start. They lost by 5 to the Clippers, and they lost by 12 to the Thunder to start their season. So they're 0-2, and the Raptors are 1-2, looking to get back to 500 and go 2-2 on the first 4 games of the season. Wouldn't that be something, though, right? You start 2-2 on the season, and you beat who would it have been if you win? You beat the Denver Nuggets and you beat the Philadelphia 76ers, regardless of who's on the court. You would do a job. That would be pretty cool. All right, so you know what, guys? That's gonna do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and parts of that game yesterday, hit that like button. I do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game last night. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below, so follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys. Actually, it's tomorrow, both teams edition. Leafs are in Winnipeg, taking on the Jets at 7:30. And as for the Raptors, we talk about it. They're at home, taking on the Denver Nuggets at 7:30 at Scotiabank Arena tomorrow night, looking to go 2-2 to start the season. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and parts of last night's game. Talk to you guys then.